articles online. So this is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to be writing articles and then publishing them online. A lot of the time you will be working as a freelancer. In some cases, you may get hired by a business full time, but there's many other ways of making money by doing this. Now, there's a lot of people who try to do this and they try to make money with it, and they make one massive mistake, which I always like to say over and over again to not do. And that massive mistake is they try to be a generalist writer. And that basically means that you'll write an article about anything for anyone. You don't want to do that. Maybe you can start off by doing that, but quickly you want to figure out what your niche is. It's very important that you niche down and you become an expert on writing articles in a particular vertical. So for instance, you could write articles about investing, and you could just get really good and familiar with investing, consume all the content on it. And that way, when you write the article, it's going to be top notch, because it's very easy for people to tell when somebody writes an article about something that they have no idea about. So a really easy way to get started writing online is to start writing on the website Medium. And they actually pay you AdSense for the ads that are shown on the article. And you make on average about $13 per 1,000 words that you write. However, you can make much more than this. Another really easy way to get started is to start writing on websites like Fiverr. And then there's all kinds of different freelancing writing websites out there that you can get started with as well. But again, the way you make the big money is you get really good at a particular niche and you only write for that niche. Cannot emphasize how important that is. And most people don't do that, and that's why they quickly burn out and quit. So yeah, this can be really good if you do it the right way. And of course, yes, you can use AI to help you write these articles, but it's not going to just do all the work for you. But I'm going to go ahead and give this one an 8.5 out of 10 opportunity score. Next is going to be starting a podcast. Now, this is one that's really hot right now. I think podcasts are one of the easiest ways to make money. However, it is going to take you some time to make money with a podcast typically. This is not something where you can make it and just start making money right away. In my opinion, YouTube is generally a little bit faster, especially if you make educational content. Podcasts, on the other hand, might take 6 months or a year before you start making money, but once you start making money, it's going to compound quickly. Another great thing about podcasts is they have an extremely long shelf life. So YouTube channels, for instance, oftentimes only last 5 to 10 years, and then people just kind of stop watching them, and then they just kind of die. Podcasts, on the other hand, and radio shows in general are known to last 30, 40, sometimes even 50 years. So podcasts are an incredible long-term investment. Now, not only can you make money by creating podcasts, but you can also help other people create podcasts. There's lots of different jobs in the podcast industry. And I actually helped one of my students, David, get a job in podcasting. So yeah, this one is really good, but it's also long-term, so I can't rank it very high because chances are you want to make money relatively quickly. So I'll go ahead and give this one a 7 out of 10 opportunity score. Next is going to be starting a newsletter. Now, there's two different types of newsletter. There's paid newsletters, and then there's free newsletters. With paid newsletters, people actually pay to be able to read the content. These are typically extremely highly curated pieces of content, and they're so good that people will actually pay to read it. With free newsletters, they can also be pretty good, but a lot of the time, in order to monetize them, you have to sell stuff. So you're going to be either creating your own products, or you might be sponsoring people, or you might be dropping affiliate links in the newsletter. And basically, people would sign up for these newsletters, and then they get them in their email maybe something like once a week. And there's a story about a guy who started a newsletter about his job, which is product management, and he makes $2 million a year just talking about product management and how it relates to technology. So yeah, there's a ton of opportunity here, both on the paid newsletter side as well as the free newsletter side. And again, the secret to this is niching down, making sure you're talking about a particular niche and you're solving real problems for real people. Now, this is one where I have seen newsletters blow up really quickly, but again, it's probably going to take you some time to start one of these and start actually making money with it. So I'll go ahead and give this one a 7.5 out of 10 opportunity score. Next is offering digital marketing services. And this is where you could provide a range of different digital online marketing solutions for different types of businesses. And these could include things like social media management, search engine optimization, content creation, email marketing, online advertising, and also managing ads. And this is something that is relatively easy to get into. I've actually interviewed a bunch of people on this channel that have gotten jobs in digital marketing and they didn't have a college degree or previous experience. For instance, Brian was able to land a digital marketing job and he was 59 years old. He didn't have any experience whatsoever in digital marketing and he was able to land a job at 59. So if someone at 59 can do it, you can definitely do it as well. And by the way, they all got their jobs by learning from my friend Seth, and he's basically like the godfather of getting people jobs in digital marketing without a college degree or previous experience. He's helped thousands and thousands of people do it, and he actually does have a free training where he'll teach you what digital marketing marketing is, the different types of digital marketing, and whether it's a good option for you. And you can check that out by clicking down in the description as well as the pinned comment below. And there's so many different ways to get started with this. I mean, you can offer your services on something like Fiverr or Upwork. And again, it's very important that you only offer one service, right? Pick one thing that you want to get really good at and then offer it to one type of company or person. So for instance, you could offer SEO services for e-com companies. And yeah, this one is phenomenal. I'll go ahead and give it a 9.5 out of 10 opportunity score. By the way, if you're enjoying this video and you think of somebody else out there who might also enjoy it, go ahead and share it. Maybe it's a friend, a family member, or someone who just needs to get a job or make some extra money as a side hustle. Go ahead and share it with them because I don't have a big marketing department. I don't spend a bunch of money on ads. I grow by word of mouth. And I've seen lots of comments about people who got sent here from their family members or their friends, and I always really appreciate seeing that. Next is going to be photography. And you've probably heard about this side hustle a million times before, but what you want to do to actually make money with photography is make sure that you niche down again. So for instance, I recently met a guy who has a photography studio, and one of the things that he offers is creating YouTube thumbnails for people. So he basically takes a bunch of pictures of you and he makes them really good, very vivid, very clear, and they're designed to be used in YouTube thumbnails. And this is something that I kind of had to figure out on my own becoming a YouTuber, that it's important to do this. So it's something I had to kind of figure out by myself, and it would have been really nice if I just had a photographer to do this for me. So depending on the area you live, this is the kind of service you could absolutely offer and make a ton of money with. So yeah, there's a lot to be said about photography. I mean, you've probably heard about this a million times on the internet before. Very important that you niche down. There's certain niches where you can get paid much more than others. I'll go ahead and give this one a 7.5 out of 10 opportunity score. Next is going to be writing review resumes or helping people with their resume in general. And this is basically where you review somebody's resume and then you put a bunch of notes on it to help them make it better, or in some cases, you just change the resume yourself. Now, this is another one where you want to niche down. So you only want to be working on a particular type of resume for a particular career. So for instance, if you're somebody who got a job as an accountant, you would want to help other people get jobs as accountants as well by reviewing their resumes or helping them make it. And the reason you just want to stick with one career is because you are going to be able to very quickly see, once you've reviewed a bunch of resumes, the common mistakes that people make. And you're going to have an insight on what types of things that hiring managers and business owners are looking for because you're so familiar with the career. And there's a story about a 35-year-old teacher who brought in $2 million from his resume writing side hustle. And I can almost guarantee you, if you reach out to a resume writer and they're specialized in the career that you're actually trying to get into, you're going to get much better work than if you just reach out to a general resume writer. And so this is a really cool gig that you can offer on places like Fiverr or Upwork. And most of the people on there just offer general resume writing. And so you can stand out by offering a specific type of resume. And you're going to be doing much better work and your customers are going to be happier. So it's a win-win for everybody. So yeah, resume writing is a really good one. I've actually seen a bunch of different people make tons of money from doing this. There's another guy I know who sold his business for millions of dollars, and he basically helped people get into the finance industry. So yeah, this one is really good. I'll give it a 9 out of 10 opportunity score. Next is going to be creating handmade crafts. And this is one that you can make money locally or you can sell on websites such as Etsy. And I remember I was traveling one time and I was staying at this hostel and I ran into a girl who actually makes a full-time income from selling stuff on Etsy. And she basically sold these little like evil eye rings, whatever that is. It's just like a ring that has kind of like an eye on it. And she was making a ton of money doing it. And there's this girl who talks about how she makes $1,200 a week with handmade crafts. So there's lots of different reviews online of lots of different people that are making money doing this. And it's easier to stand out here than selling on something like Shopify or Amazon, just because of the fact that you have to put some tender loving care into the things that you make. And so it's much more special to people when they buy it because they know that they're not just getting some mass produced crap. So yeah, this is a really good one. You legitimately can make good money from this. I'll give it an 8 out of 10 opportunity score. Next is going to be bush trimming and landscaping. So this can include all kinds of different services. You could be mowing people's lawns, trimming their bushes, and just landscaping in general, making their house and their lawn and their backyard look really good. And this can be especially profitable if you are in neighborhoods where there's a lot of wealthy people. And there's certain types of people who want this sort of thing done like every few days or every week. And again, this is one of those jobs where it's not easy. You're going to be working out in the sun. You're going to be putting in physical labor, but you can make a ton of money doing it because most people don't want to. For instance, there's this Reddit post about this person who started with nothing. 3 years later, he's doing $110,000 in revenue a month. Not a year, a month. And he says he's making about $30,000 to $40,000 in profit per month from that. So it's not easy work, but somebody's got to do it, right? And a lot of the time, it's these boring businesses that can be the easiest way to make money. So I'll go ahead and give this one an 8.5 out of 10 opportunity score. Now, another one that you can make a lot of money with, and you can actually get started even quicker than this one, is going to be TaskRabbit. And this is basically an app you can download where you can just do random tasks for random people. Now, this is something that I have both used myself and I've been a customer of. So last time I moved from one house to another, I basically needed help from somebody and I didn't want to bother my friends, so I just hired somebody on TaskRabbit for a day or two to help me pack everything up and help me to move it. And I paid them $35 an hour plus tips, and I paid for their lunch and dinner. So they ended up making something between $50 and $60 an hour when it was all said and done. And you can do all kinds of different stuff. You can help people move stuff, you can paint, you can, fix their yard, you can help them clean up their house. I mean, there's all kinds of different random tasks that you can do on TaskRabbit. And there's lots of people all over that are making a full-time income with it. So it's actually one of my favorite side hustle apps. I absolutely love it. And I know I've mentioned it before on the channel, but I like to mention the good ones over and over again. So this one is going to get a 9 out of